Nobody clapped for you when you stood back up. Nobody saw you crawl through that silence, begging the dark to spit you out. There were no eyes watching when you broke, no applause when you stitched yourself back together with shaking hands and broken promises. You clapped for yourself every time you didn't quit, every time you woke up hollow but still moved, every time you failed and kept failing until failure got tired of you. You clapped for the effort, not the outcome. You clapped when you had nothing left but breath, and even that hurt. You clapped with trembling hands, bruised pride, and a heart so heavy it cracked every time you blinked. And then you clapped harder, because no one else would. No one stood beside you when your world crumbled. They only circled back when you started building something out of the rubble. When you had nothing, you weren't worth their time. But when you created something out of that nothing, suddenly they remembered you. They spoke your name like they never forgot it. But where were they when your voice was shaking? Where were they when you had to whisper hope into your own ears? They didn't see the nights you pressed your back against the wall, just to feel something solid behind you. They didn't hear the battles you fought in silence, one breath, one beat, one breakdown at a time. But you did, you noticed. You saw every inch of you torn apart and rebuilt. You heard every scream you swallowed just to keep moving. You counted every step through hell barefoot, with a smile sewn onto your pain, because you knew if you waited for the world to cheer for you, you'd die in the silence. So you made noise. You made your own rhythm, your own reason. You became the standing ovation you were waiting for. That's where your applause came from the ugly, from the overlooked, from the broken, forgotten versions of you chose not to bury, because you loved them. You loved the you who almost gave up. You loved the you who broke, who bled, who bent and still didn't bow. You didn't wait for the world to recognize your worth. You declared it. You built a life no one saw coming, starting with pieces even you thought were useless. They wanted to bury you. You became the shovel. They wanted to write you off. You rewrote the script. Do you know what it feels like to rise and feel nothing? Because the only validation you ever longed for was from people who weren't even looking. You do, but you stopped chasing their claps. You stopped performing for an audience that never cared if you lived or died. Now, you walk past the seats, past the stage. You don't need their platforms. You build your own. A whole new arena where your name isn't just remembered, it's written in fire. Because you're not here to be noticed. You're here to be undeniable. They didn't clap for you when you needed them most. So you became the sound. You became the thunder, the echo in every silent room you ever sat in.